Hi everyone, quick update on what I'm doing with swimwear. And the other day I just posted this swimsuit right here. This is the bikini, the Marcia Three Sisters bikini top from the Pinup Girls pattern from Bra Makers Supply in Canada. You can also get this pattern from Gigi's Bra Supplies in the United States, and I will put that link below. This is a great fitting bikini. The underwires and the custom-made foam cups really gave this a great fit. I'm just thrilled with it. I used the 5 out of 4 Ultimate Bikini bottoms on this one, and all I did for that on this version, I lowered the center front a 1/2 inch. I felt it could dip down a little bit lower. But I really love this bikini because I'm getting great coverage on the front, on the back. It looks like a bikini, but it's made for my older body. All right, so, and the fabric was from TelasLycra. I highly recommend TelasLycra. I've talked about them before. Great styles, great prints. And I also got pink to mix with the print of the bikini that I just showed you. So on this one right here, this is a new pattern I'm trying out. And when I counsel people, when they're buying machines or they're buying software, I always told people not to buy embroidery designs off Etsy because you never know what you're getting. And I went to Etsy because I was looking for a bikini top like this that I saw come up my Facebook feed. And I saw this one and I'm like, all right, you know what? I know it's an Etsy pattern. I don't know if the designer is good. I don't know how the pattern was drafted, but I decided to buy it and I really, really like it. And on this particular top, I'll show you, I'll turn this around. It ties in the back, so you can see it ties right here. And on the front, the only thing I didn't like about this pattern, this is the Love and Lace Wren, W-R-E-N, and I'll put the link below. The only thing I don't like about this is I had major gaping right here, and that is not uncommon. These armholes were not molded to my figure, so I am going to do a pattern alteration. How I got around it was by taking a little bit more in at the side seams and also taking up my shoulder seams. Not the ideal way to alter it, but I didn't want to toss this one. There was a lot of work in here. I put elastic on all of the edges so it would conform to the body and mold to the body and it wouldn't stretch out of shape. So that's really nice here. And also I got out my cover stitch this time and I used my cover stitch to cover stitch all of these seams. I added a tab at the top because when I took some of the fabric out, I had to stitch the lining and the elastic. It just got very bulky. So I just added a little tab and folded it under and tacked it into place, but all is good with that. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to make these straps shorter and I am going to make a dart right here and then I'm going to transfer that dart to the side seam. Here is my finished Love in Lace Wren top. The most important thing for me to identify, and I had to try this on to do it, is the bust apex, and that's the fullest part of my bust. And then I also needed to know where that center front was because that's going to be important. The next thing I need to do is take a loose measurement from where my shoulder seam point is down to the bust apex. So I'm estimating right here, it's about 9.5 inches, maybe a little bit more, a little less. And then it is from the center front, it's about 2.5 inches. So I need to remember the 9.5 and 2.5 on my pattern piece. The next marking I'm going to make is to show that approximate 2.5 inches away from the center front. So I'm going to mark this in a line right here. I'm going to mark it slightly above and slightly below. Next up is to measure from the shoulder seam, and this pattern has a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so I'll mark that 1/4 inch right there. And I'm going to take it at the center shoulder and measure down, angled to my 2.5 inches from the center front and where that bust apex would be. So measuring down 9.5 inches is going to put me right about here. All right, so I'm going to draw a line just so I know center front, Okay, so this right here is my bust apex. I like to draw it with a circle and put a plus sign right here. What I need to do is to take out the excess that I had in this front armhole seam. So I'm going to take it out right about here, and I need to take out about 1.5 inches. There was a lot of gape in this area. So when I take out that 1.5 inches, I'm just going to do a measurement of 3/4 above that marking and 3/4 below that marking. When I originally made this top, I felt that I could pinch that 1.5 inches out, but just to be on the safe side, because I don't like it when things are too tight, I am going to reduce that to 1 inch, because I can always change this the third time I make it. I'd rather be a little bit more on the conservative side than to be overly aggressive with adding a large dart. From this point, I'm going to connect this point of where I want the center of the dart over to the bust apex. With my ruler, I'm going to measure from the seam allowance to the bust apex and draw a line. Then I'm going to draw another line in the underarm area right here. Put a piece of tape at the bust apex, cut with paper scissors right through, almost up to that bust apex on this line, and then I'm going to cut it over here, almost right to that bust apex. My goal is to create a hinge. I also need to draw a leg of the dart from here, which was 1/2 inch down from where I want that original center of the dart to be, and then I need to mark it above as well. The next thing I'm going to do is match this dart leg right here to this dart leg right here. So I'm going to bring that up, and right here, dart leg to dart leg, and then tape this into place. This will create a dart at the side, and this dart will not be stitched. I'm going to gather this area right here to match the back of the pattern. The next issue I'm going to face is what to do with this jog here. So I'll put a piece of paper underneath the jog and tape that into place. And when I grade a pattern, I like to grade small to large. So this is the smaller area. The pattern piece comes down here and it comes up here. And I'm going to be grading from small to large. Now, if you would like to use something called a French curve to do that, that is the best way to do it. I simply freehanded it. Sometimes you need the ultimate in accuracy and you should use a French curve, but I'm assuming that most people who are beginner sewers do not have a French curve. After this, you can take your rotary cutter or your scissors and then just recut that curve. Put some paper under here and tape this into place. And then the question becomes how to remark this edge for the dart. The width of my dart is 1 inch, so I'm going to mark the center point here and then connect the center point of the dart to the bust apex. The next thing I'm going to do is fold the pattern on this line to the bust apex. And then match my dart legs over here. And then draw a line connecting the top and the bottom. And then when you open it up, you will see that the dart is coming out from here to here. And then I can take my straight edge and mark it from here to here. At this point, you can trim off the excess with your paper scissors. And there is my altered pattern. Customize this bikini top to fit my figure. I always look at these alterations in a knit as a combination of art and science. So hopefully I've given you some help on how to remove some of the gaping that can occur at the armhole edge. All right, so that's where I'm at. And also, I have this pattern right here. This is the Vixen top from Patterns for Pirates, the brand new Vixen. I also bought the bikini bottoms. I'm almost finished with this. I just have to put this to the inside because this is hanging out. This is also reversible. So on the back, on the other side, I use black, and it has the crossover back. So it's kind of hard to see right now, and I'll try to put this on my mannequin when I'm done. But everything's coming into place. I got lots of bikinis made, and I will start taking pictures of them and showing you guys what they look like. But the one I just showed you is probably one of my favorite ones. It is the right color for me. It's the right style for my body. And you just never know what style looks good on you until you actually try these on and you analyze the pictures and you're like, wow, that looks good, that doesn't look good. But they're all wearable. I'm so happy with this experience, and I have a couple more months of making bikinis and one-piece swimsuits, and I'm really happy about it. So hopefully I got you started thinking about swimsuits. I would love it if I inspired you to try making some. Swimsuits are easy. They're not hard. Just pay attention to some of the things I'm going to talk about coming up. I already talked about the swim cups, and I'll be talking about elastic very soon. All right, you guys, take care and happy sewing.